Folks, I have repeatedly said that racists dominate the Donald Trump administration. This is an administration that is about white supremacy. It's administration about white nationalism. And so you might remember a story where the Texas Observer broke a story showing that a prosecutor, an ICE prosecutor in Dallas, that individual, flat out, that individual admitted to white supremacist language that he was handling a Twitter account. Well, he is back on the job. That's right. That racist is back on the job. The prosecutor is James Rotten. He has white supremacist account on X known as Global Responder. The account routinely posted racist comments on the Twitter page. The members of Congress sent letters to ICE and the Department of Homeland Security demanding a formal investigation. ICE responded in March to Texas Congressman Mark Vesey that its Office of Professional Responsibility takes this seriously and will investigate it. Well, ICE hasn't provided any information or updates since then. He is now back on the job. Now, you also might remember Paul Ingratiating, the individual who Donald Trump was nominating for a position. Well, they pulled the nomination because he was busted in an account where there was this chat group where he admitted to having a Nazi streak. Well, guess what? He still works for this administration. Is it any shock what we're dealing with here? And so let's just be clear. What Donald Trump and his administration is saying that if you are an undeniable racist, if you make racist comments, if you glorify Nazis, if you glorify Hitler, you have a place in their administration. Rebecca Carruthers, President, CEO, Fair Election Center out of Washington, D.C. Mondo Robinson is principal with Black Bell Voters Project, mayor of Enfield, North Carolina. Andrew Clark, managing partner, District Legal Group out of Washington, D.C. Glad to have all three of you on the panel. It's very clear. It is undeniable what we see here, Mondale, that if you are a racist, what Donald Trump, what MAGA, what Republicans have said is, you good. There will be no repercussions. And this is what we talk about with these folks. They are advancing a white agenda. They are about building white America. And these are individuals who are documented as talking about Nazis and praising Hitler and making racist comments. Doesn't matter. You have a job with Donald Trump.
Yeah, I think, Roland, first of all, it's good to be back, bro. I think it's actually a plus that you are racist in this administration. Donald Trump is actually thriving and looking for people that believe what he believes. And people can say, well, Donald Trump's not racist. There's no history of it. I think that's BS. And I think right now what we're seeing is Donald Trump's administration is just living out Donald Trump and his father's dreams. We are watching these people imply an America that used to be. When they said make America great again, people that question it saying when was America great, and all of us that said it was only great for people that look like Donald Trump and his fathers and other white people knew exactly what they were saying. And this is exactly what this administration has been dead set on since January of last year. They're not playing games about it. They're not even allowing anybody in the administration or that Republican Party to call them out and keep their space. Anybody that's willing to challenge white supremacy or its role in America, or what Donald Trump sees its role in America, will be punished by this administration. And I think seeing this prosecutor back at work to prosecute people of color, as he has said, he prefers whiteness, so to say. I think it tells us exactly what we should be afraid of. We're about to be excluded, and all of the
Yeah.
black people. This is what I really want to say, Roland. All of the black people that say this ain't got nothing to do with us, you're a damn fool,
Yep.
because you're next. You're next.
Yeah. Rebecca, Anthony, go to my iPad. This is the guy, Paul Ingratiating. Trump tapped him for a new role. This is from November 2025, November in Politico. And they withdrew his nomination to lead the Office of Special Counsel. But he had told folks, oh, he's moving to the General Services Administration. Let's be perfectly clear, y'all. This guy literally was busted for saying that he had a Nazi streak. And they're just moving him to the other department. He is still working in the federal government, Rebecca.
Roland, here's the thing. I've been spending the last year and a half talking to Black elders, 70-year-olds, 80-year-olds, 90-year-olds, and even a family friend who's 105. And I've been asking them to recount different stages of their life. The last time overt racism was just in our face the way it is now. And they have given a lot of great advice. Advice that I heard a couple weeks ago was, you know what, it's going to take y'all about 20 years to build back. Y'all be able to do so. The next year, 10 years are going to be a struggle, but y'all be able to do it. So here's the thing, for every single person who thought electing Barack Obama as president of the United States in 2008 meant that we were at the end of racism, that we were in a post racial society, this is the final wake up call. This is the final boss, right, that we're dealing with. At this point, we know how to defeat this. We've defeated these ideologies before. This next time, as we rebuild over the next 20 years, we have to make sure we take it a step further, that we enshrine the things that we need to enshrine in the Constitution, that we don't settle for social change and social justice, but we actually focus on economic justice. Because, quite frankly, how we make sure we don't get in this position again as a Black community in this country is to make sure that we have economic leverage the next time.
This guy at Gracia was Mondale was in a chat group, and this is what he said. He made a lot of racist comments, and he said one of them, quote, "I do have a Nazi streak in me from time to time. I will admit it." But this is a guy who had a major position in the Department of Homeland Security. He was overseeing political appointees, and this is literally what the White House said when he was being moved. Quote, "Ingratia is a very helpful addition to GSA and will successfully execute President Trump's America First policies." What that is saying is Donald Trump, Stephen Miller, this MAGA White House, they are more than welcome. They are more than welcoming to Nazis.
Yeah, I mean, listen, why are we playing games about this? I mean, like it is unbelievable to me. And I you know what? I appreciate Rebecca spending time with the elders because it's extremely important. And I appreciate their belief that, we could get through this because we've gotten through this before. I would say that, things are a little different in this moment. I see for the first time, probably in my life and also in my parents' life, a president that's willing to say that democracy means nothing. And even in past days, we've watched white people as presidents pretend that democracy matter. But this thing is something different. This thing, Donald Trump, is something different. We have someone who is flirting with the idea that there don't need to be any more elections, that he is the all-being power, and his limit to his power is what he can imagine. And I think that in America's sense is a first time, especially when you couple it with this desire to be American first, in which we're coding just for white.
Hello, I'm Isaac Hayes III, founder and CEO of Fanbase, and I'm here with a very important message. We are at a turning point in the Black community where we must have equity in the apps we use that scale to billions of dollars. But this time, we own the infrastructure, we own the culture, and we shape the future. And Fanbase is the future. Fanbase combines the free functionality of Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube into an all-in-one platform built for the evolution of social media and monetization. With over 1.4 million users, that's real proof that we are shifting the conversation of tech ownership and equity for creators. So right now, I want you to go to startengine.com/fanbase and invest today. The minimum to invest is $399. That gets you 60 shares of stock in Fanbase at $665 a share. This marks a turning point in Black ownership of social media. If we don't take this opportunity to own social media right now, we will always be customers to our own creations. And that can't go on. So once again, go to startengine.com/fanbase and invest today. We must own the platforms where our voices live, our stories matter, and where our culture drives the world. Thank you.